Hey guys, welcome back to Loan Nation. Matt and Mike here. Today's topic is knowing your numbers.
5 personal numbers and 5 business numbers that we're going to give to you. So let's bring it on in, Mike.
Let's get going.
Millennial Nation.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today's topic is going to be knowing your numbers, personal and business. And these are numbers that you should kind of know, know and go through once a month, I would say. You think?
About once a month. Yeah.
Some of these you should go, if you're trying to pay off debt and stuff like that, it changes.
Yeah, business could be an annual thing.
Yes. Yeah. So, first we start with personal. You should always know your income, your average income. Always take, every week, 52 weeks a month, blah, 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 make $1,000, whatever. I get paid salary, so I kind of know what my minimum will be. I can earn more money. So, but I know, okay, I make this much, $500 a week, we'll say, this is my base amount. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're hourly, you should go and say, hey, I know I'm going to do 40 hours a week, average 35, 40 hours, know what your average income is. You should always know that.
Yeah. If you're not doing 40 hours, though, and you get paid hourly, you need to find another job. I mean, you need to be working at least 40 hours so you know you're guaranteed your 40, and then every once in a while you work over. Yeah. Most companies are going to do 40 hours anyway because they have the benefits to pay. It's not worth it for them to not work you for 40 hours. Yeah. So, number 2 would be your monthly fixed expenses. So car payment, rent, utilities, all those stuff. You need to add those up and know your total expenses and have a good percentage of income compared to that.
Yeah.
So you want to have at least, I'd say, 30 to 50% more above your expenses in income.
Oh, yeah. Easy. And see, here's, in today's technology, how I do mine. I get direct deposit. Fridays, I know my check's in there. Saturday, at whatever time M&T Bank decides to do it, they take a certain amount every week. It's taken right out, put into my account, and I know my bills are going to be paid. So, and it's automatic. If you have 5 or 6 bills and it's not automatically paid through your bank or withdrawn, and you're forgetting to pay those bills, you're going to kill yourself in expenses because you're going to pay that $35 late fee every damn month on that stuff. That shit adds up because they just add it on and you don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? Especially on a credit card.
Yeah.
Number 3, we're going to combine these two. It's going to be your credit score and your credit report. No. All right, my credit score is 770. It's 420, terrible, whatever it is. How do I need to improve that score? 850, it goes from 300 to 850. How do I get up there? And it's very hard to get 850, but you look great.
Pretty simple. Keep it up. But also you want to check your identity theft. I actually had this before where I checked on there and there was a credit card on there for $8,000. It wasn't delinquent. They were paying on it. Yeah. But they used my name and my social security number to get that card because they wanted, I guess, to max it out or whatever, and they were paying on it. But the thing is that wasn't me, so I had to get that off my record because it was bringing it down.
Yeah.
So
yeah, especially if you don't have it. I had it when I refinanced my house that somebody in California, we live in Maryland, California, had surgery, put my name down, but they had a different birthday as mine, and they still attached their surgery, they had emergency surgery, to my name. And remember that I refinanced my house. They're like, oh, you had surgery, and it was like $15,000 in California. I'm like, I've never even been to California. So I had to call them, call the hospital, call insurance companies. Finally, they're like, oh, the last lady, she's like, what's your birthday? And I was just like, this is my birthday. And she's like, it's not even the right one. They just attached it to you because you're the closest person. It was the same month, same day, just different year. I was like, so you could attach that shit to anybody? So watch it. Does something that stupid. I almost didn't get my house refinanced. That saved the financing of the house, saved me $118,000, 10 years off my loan.
Yeah,
could
crazy.
Really ruin your shit.
Right, exactly. So number 4 is savings. I've always had the idea that keeping at least 3 months of all your expenses in your savings. So if you have, for easy math, $1,000 rent, $500 in a car payment, $500 in other expenditures, you should have at least $6,000 in your savings all the time. And it's hard to get there, I get it, but you should always have that in there, especially if you need new tires, or you got to get car work done.
Yeah. You lose your job.
Yeah, you lose your job. It takes you a month or a month and a half to get a new one sometimes.
Yeah.
That's kind of something that is necessary if you don't want to fall behind, because if you go week to week, paycheck to paycheck, and then something like that happens, you're screwed, because you're going to miss payments. Your credit score is going to go down. You're going to be delinquent in all those credit cards, and you fail. You're going to fail from there.
And they say that literally half of Americans have less than $1,000 in their account at all times. So it's one little thing. Yeah, if you blow something in your engine in your car and it costs $1,200, there's a lot of people that literally will have no car, or they're going to get credit card debt or something that's just going to ruin it because they're not saving their money. Me, personally, I have it, like I said earlier, that a set amount of percentage, 7.5% of my paycheck goes into an account I don't have a credit card to and no checks to. So if I'm in serious trouble where I need that, I have to literally take time off work, because on the weekends, and get money out of the account. So it's less. So except for me saying, okay, I don't have enough money to go out to dinner or pay for this vacation. It's more out of the way to buy stuff that I really don't need.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then number 5, you know your budget. So you say same thing. You said $1,000 a month, $500 a week covers my expenses. So now I have $500 to do whatever I want throughout the week. You take off half. Put $250 a week away for savings. Good job. Now you got to break it up. $250, divided by 7. This is what I want to spend per day to buy your drinks, your lunch, dinner, whatever it is.
Yeah, there's a cost to living every day, and you have to figure out what that is to you. Are you spending $20 a day? You got to spend money on breakfast, lunch, and dinner, unless you're skipping meals. But not many people are skipping meals. I don't skip meals.
It's not good for you. Don't do that.
So, how much are you spending in the morning, lunch, and dinner, and just the living? What are you spending on entertainment, other things like that? You got to have a budget for all those things. Know your daily budget.
And like I said, personal numbers, a lot of people don't know them. You know what I'm saying? You should know, okay, my bills are $1,500, $2,000 a month. I make this much money. I have this left over. Save up to that $6,000 or whatever it is, so you don't screw yourself in the future. Because we see it all the time.
And just knowing the numbers is going to make you more conscious of what you're doing. So if you know that you only have an extra $10 a day, you're not going to go out and spend $10 or buy a $15 lunch, you know, or buy whatever it is that you're doing. You're not going to go out and do that.
Especially sometimes I'm bad at going to like Wawa's and Rural Farms. So on my way to work, I'll get a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. But then lunchtime, I'll get, order lunch. Usually it's something, under $10 for lunch. Then I still go after that. So I'll go on my online bank and I'll see, damn, I went to Wawa Rural Farms 15 times in the past 2 weeks. And I'm like, holy shit, the $3 to $4, that adds up over, hundreds of dollars a month I'm just wasting on that. When I can go to the grocery Wegmans and buy a case of whatever drinks it is for half the price.
Yeah, exactly.
When you shop it out, I thought buying lunch was not much cheaper than buying food at home, and I was dead wrong with the prep stuff. It's crazy. Buying bulk, $70. Literally, I think I spent about $125 every 2 weeks in food, which is dirt cheap that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I wanted to. Sometimes I just don't. I don't feel like cooking the night before, or all my meals are done. I want that cheesesteak. The hell with it, I'm eating it. And I'll pay the $9, $10 for it. It is what it is.
Yeah, I usually do the cooking on Sundays, like a big pot of something, and then have it for leftovers for the week.
Yep. All right, so let's get into the business aspect of it. Number 1 for business, Matt?
Monthly revenue. So basically, you want to compare your money that you're getting into your expenses at the end of each month. So it's basically number 1 rule with any business is know how much money you're getting in at the end of the month. So what do you think, Mike?
I would say revenue is number 1. So say, okay, last month in September, I brought $100,000. Last year to date, I only brought in $90,000. So I knew I grew my business by a very large that month last year. So revenue was always nice. It should always be growing a couple percent every year, 3, 5, 10%, great numbers to go. If you're doing 17, and I've seen this where I've worked, that literally we have doubled business twice, 2 years in a row, which is crazy. And I literally see it. You're like, damn, I remember January of last year was slow. This year, it's holy shit, I'm out driving, and we have 18, we got all these new trucks and people. Holy hell. And that's great numbers, but we also work our ass off to get that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, how much your revenue is,
And we watch it. We watch it. Number 2 would be expenses. Same thing. Know what your insurances are, your business. Did you get a good deal on your lease, or your lease is about to be up, and you could say, you know what, to renew my lease, he wants another $1,000 a month to renew the lease. When I say, hey, I understand I need to up it. I'll give you $250, or try to work deals with him, or just tell him straight up, I'll go down the street to a new storefront, new retail place, and get it for half the price here.
Yeah,
I don't need to stay. I don't have to stay here.
Yeah.
If you're moving a few miles away and still in a good area for a retail store, it don't matter. Service companies, you can move pretty much anywhere that is somewhat close, and it's not going to interrupt your business at all and save you money.
Yeah. So you're talking about expenses on a big monthly scale. You even want to know your expenses down to the per hour cost, whereas you want to know how much it costs to have that driver in that truck for an hour. And then how much does it cost to run that truck for an hour? What is the maintenance on that truck for an hour? What you want to add up all those things so you know what to charge per hour.
And a lot of companies don't.
Yeah, they don't. It's just kind of like they just throw a number out.
They think $35 an hour per man is a great number. Then when you start doing the numbers, you're like, holy shit, it costs me $33 to have this guy on job site with insurance, all the liability stuff, workers' comp, your taxes, state, federal, all that shit. And for the personnel at the office, you got to remember them. You can't charge for them people. They're just included in it. So now you're only making $3 an hour
overhead.
Yeah,
right.
You're killing yourself not knowing that.
Mm-hmm. And this brings us right into the next topic, which is the profit margin. So if you have those expenses that per hour or per day, whatever, you got to know that I want to make 25% on this.
Yep.
So everything has got to be marked up. You can't go out and say, well, this guy costs $20 an hour. This costs this. I'm just going to charge that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just throw a number out there. You never throw numbers out because that is how you get yourself in trouble.
But also, like a lot of the big companies, they'll take the loss in service. So they say landscaping, okay? They'll, except for Congress, for $50 a month, which we're charged $50. They'll go and say, all right, I'll charge you $40 for the first year. And the customer's like, shit, yeah, because I don't really care about next year right now. We're out of a landscaping customer. You know what I'm saying? That's thousands of dollars a month we're out of now. Mm-hmm. And they could take that loss. We cannot. So know where your margins are. And you could charge more money if people see the value in your service or your product. There's a reason why Hilton is very expensive. Hilton hotels, very expensive. Crazy. Mm-hmm. But people will pay for that.
Yeah, they're paying for the service.
You go pay for Motel 6, which is decent, whatever, or Hilton. Yeah, people pay for both. You know what I'm saying? There's always customers for the high end and the low end.
Yeah. Know your market too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, add value. That's how prices go up, with value.
Yeah. Number 4, budget. Know your budget.
Yeah.
Everything, including reinvestment. Reinvest into your business. So you want to take a certain percentage and say, this is what I'm going to reinvest, so you don't take it out of your profits. You just include it into your expenses, basically.
Yeah. And no, certain stuff. So you have a marketing budget saying, all right, $100,000 for the year. We'll make it simple. $120,000 a year for marketing. So you have $10,000 a month. But if you get to June and you're like, shit, I'm already at $100,000. You got, all those other months, 6-7 months to figure out. You only have this much money left over. Where did I spend it at? So next year, at some companies, if you don't use that entire $120,000, they cut it. So if you only used $100,000 for the year, next year they cut it down to $100,000. Now it's $20,000 to the big corporate guys. Now they're happy as shit because they saved that. And once multiple places do that, especially if you have hundreds of locations, you're saving millions of dollars. Well, they are. Right. So just learn where the money needs to go. And like you said, invest it. Always know, I want to invest, because if you don't, and I've seen this, people go, they have build these companies, they make great money, congratulations, and then they go out, buy a brand new $80,000 Lambo, Corvette, whatever it is. But then at the end of the year, they want to reinvest. They don't have the money. They're laying people off to try to save money. You look like an ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people do that, oh, I'm allowed to. You're right. But people remember that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm making killer money, but I'm laying off people just so I can buy my personal shit. You look like
you're in trouble.
dick.
Yeah, because people aren't going to work for you.
Yeah, no. And customers won't like that shit either.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one is cash flow. Basically, you probably want to do this on a monthly basis, which is calculate how much money you're bringing in to your total liability, so you know that you always want to reach that positive outcome, the positive ratio.
Yeah, no, I need this much money to keep shit going. I mean, companies go out of business. I would say one of the top, it has to be in the top 3 reasons, and I see statistics that change all the time, that not having money to pay their bills or not knowing what their cash flow is, not having a positive cash flow, will put you out of business quick as shit. Because you could have legitly $10 million profit last year, but if you have shitty cash flow, your customers don't pay within their timely window that they need, 30 days, 15, 30, 90 days, you can get out of business. And when you're that big of a company, you're laying off hundreds to thousands of people.
Yeah, and this goes back into the previous one, which is having a budget. You have to have that budget, because if you have a customer that pays once every 90 days or once every year or once every 6 months, and you have to know that that isn't money coming in each month. So you have to limit your expenses during that month, because you don't have the money that you're bringing in. So you got to have other jobs covering it. But then once you get paid, it's only for that month. You have to make sure that money that you got in is budgeted across 6 months or 90 days, whatever it is that you got paid for.
And it's hard to do. Budgets are hard to create in business. In personal lives, you can kind of say, okay, for 1 year, I'll only spend $10 a day. So yes, it's $3,000 and change, whatever. When it comes to business, it's hard, especially when you haven't been around. Your first 5 years, it's hard to create a budget. I've tried to do it at the restaurant. The restaurant, I did it. The landscaping company, I didn't really matter because I had very low overhead. So budgeting, I was just making cash. I didn't have to really worry about it. It's hard to figure out especially when you want to get a bank loan, they would say, what's your budget for first year? You're like, well, shit, I don't know. What's going to be for your second year? They want at least 3 years of it. Mm-hmm. And you got to sit down and say, okay, I think I can honestly do my first year conservatively $150,000 a year. It's just me. Blah, my budget is this, and this, and how am I going to grow that to next year? Because if you don't show a good increase the second and third year, you won't get that loan. No. And budgets are and banks want to know your shit. Yeah. And if you don't know it, they see it, and they're like, you're going to fail and lose this company, M&T Bank, Bank of America, $500,000, and they will take everything from you.
Yeah, and that's the reason why you got to have all your stuff, information saved and stuff. It's just the loan is what will help you out, expand your company. So that's why sometimes it's bad to have all the write-offs and things like that, because then it lowers your income or your profits for the year, and they see that you're not making anything, even though you are. You're just writing everything off that you possibly can.
Moving numbers.
Yeah, basically. And sometimes that's not good if you want to go out and expand your company, because you're going to need that loan. I mean, there's no way to open up a new office and have that. I guess some companies do, but just have that cash in the bank, just sitting there waiting for you to open up. Where that might not be too safe of an option when you have a whole bunch of employees to pay for or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, you got to think about Google and Apple. These are companies that have like hundreds of billions of dollars in cash just sitting. There's a reason they have cash, because they do their money right. They know their shit, and they know cash and share. When they buy out companies, cash and giving them stock options in the company when they buy you out. That's why companies sell like crazy, because you can say, you know what, me and Matt built it. It's big companies worth $100 million. Apple wants to buy it. We'll tell them $100 million. But when they come say, hey, we'll give you $80 million cash right now and $10 million in stocks, damn right I'm signing that shit right now
Yeah.
to get my money because I know I'm good to go.
Yeah, I mean, even
You know
on
what
a
I'm saying?
personal level, it goes to if you're trying to buy a house and you say, look, I have this much cash right now, you know, and they're going to be like, all right, well, we're going to give you this loan.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
if they're hurting,
Yeah.
oh, and well, I thought you were going a different way. If you're trying to buy a house from somebody that needs to sell this house because their shit happens, lost their job, something happened, you know, you have the $200,000 you're flipping houses. You say, I got $200,000 to buy your $130,000 house. They'll buy, sell it if it's bad enough. Same thing with businesses. Some people, you know, want to just offload their business as quick as they can because they're, you know, they're older, the kids don't want to take care of it. There's problems with it. That's how you get some kick-ass deals.
No, yeah.
You
Definitely
know.
through that. Yep.
So, you know, that's your 5, you know, numbers for personal and business. You know, I think we gave some good stuff to you. Let us know what you think. Comment, share us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, of course. You know, just share us on your stuff. We have a goal of 1,000 followers by the end of the year. We're already a third of the way there.
Yeah.
So we're doing pretty good, we think. So thanks for coming in.
I'll see you next time. Thank you.